bloodshed in Iraq during those years of chaos, better trained and more experienced, and it's greater and more powerful allies. Then there's the strategic picture. As while the Indian Navy is smaller than the Chinese Navy, India itself is situated on the jugular of Chinese trade. China Strait ships must pass through the Indian Ocean to reach their destination. While China may have a larger fleet, it's not very well equipped to conduct operations far from its own shores. With only 2 aircraft carriers with a capacity of about 24 aircraft between them, and one not even being operational yet, any Chinese incursion into the Indian Ocean to protect military fleets would be disastrous, as the Chinese task force will be coming by into air naval power. With China receiving the bulk of its oil from maritime trade routes, the protracted war between the two nations would inevitably cripple the Chinese military industry. India would simply have to fight defensively, as the terrain separating India and China is extremely difficult and well suited to defensive warfare, while the Chinese could crush any Indian incursion into China itself, and there could be strategic targets to take close to the Indian border anyway. A war between the two nations would inevitably strip India the winner, as it slowly strangles Chinese trade to death.
Something monstrous had been created and would create even more.
You're sipping on a cup of steaming coffee in control of the China National Space Administration. The room is covered from wall-to-wall glowing screens and monitors. Leaning back in your chair, gaze through the wisps of haze rising from your back. All is quiet. You're about to shut down the YouTube rovers on standard recharge. Suddenly, a scientist bursts through the door. His hair is disheveled. His eyes are as large as full moons.
The American freeway correspondent James Foley was beheaded by ISIS with the highly distressing act of as part of his hearing.
The scientist stands up and sputters, America. We found something strange. On the dark side of the moon, he takes a step back and asks him to repeat himself. The scientist said, I was going through the videos from YouTube today. Picked up something strange, something that we can't explain. A million thoughts race through your head. What could this mysterious object be? You need more information, but we can't help but feeling the butter dripping to your stomach as you think.
Muslims, Christians, and members of the Yazidi religious minority.
All business today. The guns are in an insurgent. Get it to the buyers and your job is done.
An American-Israeli journalist and later a British aid worker named David Haynes was beheaded on video. About a week later, on September 20th, still in 2014, ISIS in Afghanistan set 60 homes on fire. It was reported that they killed more than 100 people and beheaded 15 of those victims. 4 days later, a French mountaineering guy named Hervé Godel was kidnapped while hiking in Algeria. Later, he appeared in a beheading video titled A Message of War for the French government. These acts of extreme violence struck fear into the hearts of people, many of them on the other side of the world, watching the videos on Google websites after they were taken down from YouTube. But what happened to foreigners was just one part of the extremism. Life in ISIS territory was a living nightmare for the vast majority of people around Syria. In August 2014, a 31-year-old man was stoned to death by ISIS in Iraq after nothing more than being accused of committing adultery. Workers reported the stoning, which happened on Thursday, was the first known instance of the punishment by Al-Qaeda offshoot Islamic State militants in Iraq, although it had been reported previously in Syria. Indeed, in Syria's Raqqa province, reports said 2 women were stoned to death after being accused of adultery. Such scenes became common over the years. In 2016, reports showed 4 blindfolded men being stoned to death in Iraq for the same offense. As time went on, reports stated that hundreds of people fled villages and towns where ISIS thrived. The group publicly executed several members of the Sunni tribe in the Anbar province of western Iraq. Often men took bullets to the head after being told they supported the enemy, but women were not spared. 1 to 3 Sunni women in Mosul, Iraq, were publicly executed for refusing to treat ISIS fighters. As the months passed, large groups of men were thrown into mass graves. Policemen in Iraq were kidnapped and killed. Soldiers who refused to join ISIS were executed. 2 days after some Iraqi soldiers were executed in Wada town in Diyala in Iraq, 19 Sunnis were executed in Saadiyya for not pledging allegiance to the group. Students were kidnapped and never seen again. Homosexual men were thrown from buildings. There were reports of crucifixions, including the report we told you about earlier, in which 2 young men in Syria killed and crucified because they'd broken fast during Ramadan. The boys were strung up with placards around them.
60 meneer zwart gewapend is,
Kijk hoe die doet. Dan a news report, it was stated that ISIS was going around checking the length of men's beards. This was after ISIS had told the people of Mosul that shaving one's facial hair was a crime under their version of Sharia law. That same news report stated 5 crucified bodies were put on display at a road junction on Tuesday, a clear message to the city's remaining 1.5 million residents that the ultra-hardline Islamists are still in charge, despite losing territory to the east of the city. Others were seen hanging from electricity poles and traffic signals around the city, residents said on Wednesday. Libyan militants allied with ISIS also caused death and destruction. In February of 2015, they released a video that showed the beheading of 21 Egyptian Christians.
Draait al aan, hè? Is gevoeliger. Het lijkt zo allemaal. Sterven moet je gaan zien. Complimentjes. Complimentjes. Boom. Oh. Drijver, hè. Ja. Oh, hoeveel is dat? Oh, je mijl is 80 mijl. Je bijna 2, 3, 4 kilometer. Maar dat is Amerikaans.
In February 2015,
maar dat is Amerikaans kilometers Europa.
21 Egyptian Christians, all of whom had been kidnapped earlier in January. Egypt launched a series of airstrikes in Libya. ISIS was extreme.
Hallo meneer Verheugen.
Cruelty was their modus operandi.
Hoe is het met jou?
And when they were able to cement their power, they destroyed places of worship and ancient historic order. As totalitarians often do, they destroyed the past. They took bulldozers and power drills and explosives to ancient archaeological sites. ISIS was taking a wrecking ball to the cradle of civilization. They enraged Jordanians when they released a video of a captured Jordanian Air Force pilot that they burned to death in a cage. We'll explain later why this was supposed to be a symbolic execution. They attacked a museum in Tunis, killing 22 people, and they bombed 2 mosques in Yemen, killing 137 people. In January 2016, ISIS extremists killed